Hi, thanks for watching. My name is David Kaufman. I'm actually the Chief Executive Officer and one of the founders of Voyant Inc. In this series of videos, we're going to review Voyant and its solutions for various markets, client segments, and really for different use types, whether that be for consumers, whether that be for advisors, or in a collaborative mode. We're going to walk through multiple solutions. There are three that are core that I'll introduce now and you'll see in the different videos. The first is Voyant Advisor. It's our core solution that we've been building now for more than 10 years. It's used by financial advisors. It's meant to be holistic. It's meant to be interactive and collaborative. It's meant to be visual. And you'll see that in those videos that we're going to talk about. You're going to see something that we refer to as consumer, which is broken up into two parts. The first is we call the game. The game is actually a client onboarding solution that's meant to be game-like and interactive. The second solution we're going to talk about is Snapshot. Snapshot is really the idea of a client portal. That's your point-in-time discussion to say, how am I doing today against the plan values that we calculated in the original plan? So those are the three core solutions. Well, then they're going to discuss a concept we call blocks, and that is that Voyant in general is an API-first solution, so that anything that we build is in the APIs, and then we reuse those, or use those APIs, if you will, in all of our solutions that we build. So we can reuse them to build custom tools and solutions for different enterprises or for our own needs, depending on what we decide we're going to do with the product. So all along the way, that's really what we're going to talk about. Now, a brief introduction to Voyant. We actually are multi-jurisdictional, meaning currently we're in the United States market, the United Kingdom market, Canada, Ireland, and soon in Australia. We also make an international version of the product. Now, what I mean by each of those is that, and we'll discuss this as we get into some of the demonstrations, is that in each of the models, we actually will do calculations for tax purposes, include certain product types, contribution limits as well as withdrawal limits. So in every single case, when you're in a market, a specific market, then those things are built into it. That also allows us to do a version we call the international version, which doesn't have specific tax rules and allows people to sort of set their own as they go. Voyant is also multilingual, so we have the ability to not only start in a certain language and switch languages. We're multi-currency, that you'll see we can start in a certain currency but then convert into other currencies as well. And that moves across all of the different parts of the suite that we're working in. So as we walk through these various discussions, something to keep in mind is we build something in one market, it's available in other markets. We might have to tweak it in one of our managers so that it uses the right tax rules and things of the sort, but the feature itself is then available. So across the board as we build and move, we've tried to build things in a manner, not only in our small market platforms for small businesses, but well as things that we think about you're going to see and need in the enterprise business. So all along the way, you're going to see that sort of built in, and as I do these various demonstrations and we walk through them, you'll get a sense for what it is that we've done, and then the idea of can this be reused somewhere else, and the word is sure, absolutely. We can use it in a different way, in a different market, expose it, stack it together in blocks, if you will, and use it in different places, and those are the things that we actually work on in terms of how we're building. Our goal is to build, really, if you will, to redesign the retail model with most organizations, to allow them to collaborate with clients in a different way, to allow them to build value around planning, to have something other than just talking about investments and percents, but really to talk about, if you will, their holistic lifestyle, how the goals balance against each other, how priorities may intermingle, how one goal might get in the way of the other, where we want to start transitioning wealth. So up and down the different client segments, we work in all of them. Whether it's in the mass affluent market for someone who's looking to get started in emerging wealth and building toward homes and building towards savings and building towards different goals, paying for university, whatever it might be. Then we work in the high net worth and ultra high net worth market, where we might be talking about things like corporate holding companies, transition of wealth, estate planning, all across the board. The key though is now we're just using different parts of the infrastructure and having a bit of a different conversation on the stage in life and seeing where someone can progress across. So as we walk through these videos, I hope you get an understanding, one, of our products, two, of our flexibility, three, our ability to integrate with really anything out there. As we're API first, we can integrate and have integrate with dozens of systems globally, our flexibility in that manner, and get a real sense of, sort of a starting sense of the product. Now in the videos, I'm not going to try to go into too much depth along the way, but really to give a sense of what we're trying to build at Voyant, how we're building it, and how we see the future coming along, and what we think is going to be a very strong value position that we're in moving forward. Thanks so much.